Oh yeah.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Orange Head Vodcast. I am Phil, and I am joined by Jamie
Hello.
and a relatively new face on the channel, Keith. I
Hello.
think this might be your first time, actually. In a
I think it is in the vodcast. I've been on
yeah,
chat a few times.
yeah. So we are going to be talking about Legion, the newest expansion for World of Warcraft, from a variety of different perspectives. Keith, you're more of a raider type at the moment, aren't you? You've done
I
some of the
am
Emerald
indeed.
Nightmare stuff.
Yes, completed all of normal and started about halfway through heroic progress. So,
Nice.
been busy.
Jamie, you're a bit more serious than I am. You did your immense 24-hour stream to get to level 110 as quickly as possible,
Yeah,
with
it took a
many,
little bit
many
longer
technical
than most.
difficulties and
Yeah, with
sleep.
many technical difficulties and almost dying from sleep deprivation.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I was there on release. I think I think I dinged before you, didn't I, Keith? By
You did. You
a
did
few
indeed because I had
hours.
to go to work, unlike some people.
Yeah, well, I booked holiday. I was smart. Sorry, who booked holiday for the week after by mistake? Was that you, Keith?
That's not the point.
And then there's
Um,
myself, who's a massive casual pleb who dinged 110 like 4 days ago.
Hooray.
Because
Just uninstalled.
fucking internet people. So we're
Yes,
going to do
all
some world
right.
quests, and we're going to chat about our experiences in Legion so far, what we're kind of excited about for the briefly incoming future, and kind of looking ahead a bit more at some of the kind of areas we think the story may go. So, to kick things off, favorite zone to level in, guys? What?
Uh, High mountain.
Really?
I really like the Tauren. I like the sort of the Black Dragon flight stuff. I thought that was quite cool. Um, and I liked having the baby Tauren. He was cool.
Muzi.
It's got to be hands down Stormheim. It was just amazing to level in.
Pretty cool.
What about you?
I like the grappling hook. For me, it's a toss up between Val'sharah and Stormheim. Stormheim possibly wins out just because it has no Malfurion in it, but
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what ruined
Val'sharah
Valshra for me was Malfurion.
like and also like it has really strong. I think Keith and I were talking about this before the stream started. It's really strong like Wrath of the Lich King vibes. It felt really nostalgic and really kind of called back to all the Vrykul content there. But I loved the like visual design of Val'sharah. And even the sound design, like walking around and just having like the little whispering elements as part of the soundtrack and things like that, it just felt really like cool and evil.
Yeah, I did quite like the lore in Val'sharah. Like I really enjoyed the lore. But
Mm.
like you said, it was just like, oh, Malfurion's gone and like fucked something up again.
Then they got
Okay.
Malfurion
Oh, where we gotta go? Do I have to save Malfurion? Like,
again.
Why is Malfurion overextended? It's like playing Heroes of the
Yeah, they
Storm.
could have. It's like that game we played last night, Towers of Doom.
Ev- every other zone apart from Stormheim had just a little bit that just annoyed me that stopped him being my favorite zone. Like, Valshar had Malfurion just being Malfurion.
Yeah, which was your least
High,
favorite zone?
I'm gonna say Asuna, but not because there's anything particularly bad about it, but because there's nothing particularly good.
yeah.
It was just a bit plain. Like even looking at it, like I'm flying over it now, and it's just a bit grey. It's just like,
Asuna,
Where are you flying to?
oh, Illidari stand. I thought we could do the demony
Oh yeah,
ones.
there's loads of
I'm
them.
saying jump out of
Yeah.
heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, Azuna it was good, but it didn't stand out in any way. It was kind of like could have been just any other zone in WoW. It was just here's some quests, kill some mobs, collect
Mm.
some things. The
I
story
liked
just
some of the kind of like the ghosty night elf or high elf
yeah.
stuff. That was kind of cool.
I felt that story ended too quickly.
I did expect there to be like a post dungeon quest line to kind of tie
Yeah.
things off a bit.
Yeah,
Sort of,
it kind of felt like there was three storylines. There was like the bit at the start with the Illidari,
Mm.
and then you don't see them again. There's like a tiny zone, a tiny sort of questing area. You meet up with them later, but it's not part of
yeah.
the main quest line. And then there's the Blue Dragons, and then you're just randomly speaking to Ghost Night Elves. It felt a bit bits and pieces. Like I say, it wasn't particularly bad, but it was like the worst of a
Yeah.
good bunch.
It's like I mean High Mountain I enjoyed. Again, some of it the start was quite slow to get into, and especially that quest where you have to escort the old woman who walks so incredibly slowly across a bridge, and it's only about 100 meters you have to walk, but it takes you about 15 minutes to do. Completely ruined the zone for me. But towards the ending of High Mountain, I really, really enjoyed.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like I say,
really cool, but
it was very cataclysmy.
yeah, it was that the start of that zone. I was like, I'm so bored here, like walking up and down a river, kicking fish into it. I was like, why am I here?
Yeah. For me, High Mountain just felt so much like Cataclysm 2.0, and that expansion really turned me off with its zones. I just couldn't get into any of them. It's probably the most disappointing WoW expansion for me. Like after the awesome cutscene of like, Deathwing is back. Oh, I'm gonna go fight some half tiger people in a random dusty zone.
Should we go do the area quest at the bottom, Faranar and Chaos, and just work our way round?
But like Stormheim just had all the little quirks I liked about it. It had the grappling hook, which was a lot of fun, just bouncing around up and down mountains.
I loved the Helheim stuff. That was really cool.
Yes, the Helheim bit was amazing. And
Yeah, the Helheim stuff was really cool.
It felt even better for me being a warrior because my class hall is the Halls of Valor, so I already had like all Odin stuff, so it made sense for me to be there fighting. And it was just an enjoyable experience. Really, I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, there wasn't a bad one for me, but I just think Asuna was a bit bland.
Yeah.
But I started with Asuna. I think we both did because we started at the same time.
Yeah, we were in the same group.
Yeah, and you know, it was just a bit like, I was so hyped. I just got my like artifact and everything. And it was like, this doesn't quite feel as epic. It started really well when you go down and you join the Illidari and you're like, oh, cool, this is going to be really good. And then it just didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The part when it's like you're down with the pirates in the arena. It's like this doesn't even make any sense. Why are there pirates here? Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Someone told us to go do it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was just kind of like a random, the bit with the pirates, and there was just like random Grummels and Hosen running about. It was a bit weird. I think they were maybe just like, we're just gonna have to reuse these models.
Yeah, we should put them in something.
I did like Val'sharek. The lore for it was really, really cool.
Yeah.
But it was just a bit like, and also, like from a lore perspective, it was I wasn't really sure where Val'Sharah left the previous sort of Emerald Nightmare like books. I think is it the Storm Rage book where where Tyrande has to go and get Malfurion out of the nightmare. I wasn't really sure. Has he just fallen for the same trap again?
Practically, yes.
Or you know, is it kind of a retelling of that story, and therefore does it retcon?
Said it's come. I think it comes after that story because they get the whole bit about Maiev and Jad's Shadow Song. So I believe it's coming. Like they haven't retconned anything, but it's just kind of like Xavier appears, makes Malfurion give in to his anger, and then captures him. It's like, no, I'll capture you again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, fair enough.
Come
and stop me.
So yeah, like I like Val'Sharah because there's some cool Illidan lore there, and I really quite enjoyed the random little Gilneas bit. Like it's just like a random Gilnean outpost. I thought that was pretty fun. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that bit with the Black Rook stuff as well. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed that. But yeah, no, I suppose something that is worth talking about very briefly, because I'm sure Blizzard have been praised enough times for this, is just how smoothly the release went. You know, I was there on release day for WoD, and it was an absolute nightmare. Like the game was pretty much unplayable. It was just nice to see Blizzard do a release really well.
Yeah, this was my third expansion release because I was there for Burn Crusade, which was unplayable.
The whole expansion.
Well, basically because they tried to fit the entire server into one zone.
Yeah, it's like the AQ40 opening, but worse.
But more people.
Yeah.
And I was there for WoD one because it put me right off. I was like, I'll come back for WoD. And WoD, I was alright with WoD for the initial release because I was still online when it went live. So I didn't have the massive 9-hour queues that people were experiencing. But the sort of second and third day was a complete nightmare to play, like getting stuck in garrisons for about 3 hours. Cause
Oh
I
yeah,
picked up
just
a
getting
mount.
stuck on flight paths and things. Yeah, it was an absolute nightmare. There was absolutely, I certainly didn't experience any of that in Legion, which
No,
well done, Blizzard.
it was so well done. It was actually lovely to go in level.
Yeah, like the whole leveling experience was really, really, really good. I like everything that they did with it. It was, there wasn't too many gathering quests. There wasn't too many kill X number of mobs quests. It didn't feel like there was. I'm sure if you counted them up, like, and did the math, there would be just as many as there always is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it didn't, and the story just felt really good.
one of the nice things as well is because it's like flexible zones, like if you're getting bored of an area, you can just skip it and come back later. It's not a case of like, oh, I have to stay here till I hit level
Yeah,
know,
yeah, definitely.
72 or
Yeah,
something so I can
yeah.
go into the next one. It was really good.
I
Like,
like-
even doing my ults now, you can bounce around between them.
Yeah, I liked that there was a judicious use of cutscenes as well to highlight important story bits. Like it wasn't just all in game because some of it can get a bit like,
You miss
Yeah.
something in quest text or just like
yeah. Like the whole end and the end of the Stormheim bit where the Sylvie getting Greymane cinematic
Yes.
is really cool.
That was so cool.
What's next?
That's another thing that annoyed me about
Infernal Lord.
Azuna.
Yeah, Infernal Lord. He is just over here, I think. Oh no, you have to go up and back down, don't you?
He's in the middle of the.
Yeah, the poo.
But yeah, that's the thing that annoyed me about Azuna is that none of it there was no cinematic. It was like, okay, it's over.
Yeah, there wasn't really there wasn't a cinematic for Asuna. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's why it felt so jarring because I did Azuna a second after Stormheim, so I thought Stormheim was like setting the bar for how it was kind of like, well, setting the pattern for
Yeah.
how the zones were going to progress, and I was like, guess not then.
Yeah. What I do like is the way that they've sort of did the dungeons. Is you get the dungeon and you're ending that.
Yeah.
Yeah, particular storyline.
Yeah, it was a nice just rounding off to the storyline. Again, it felt like it was a nice, it was almost like a mini raid. You were rounding off that story. The dungeons are pretty cool as well. I must say, there's not really a dungeon I've done that I've hated.
Yeah.
The only one I didn't like was Neltharian's lair because it didn't feel like anything particularly. It was just a thing full of like weird non-troll people.
Initially, I didn't like Darkheart Thicket because it just felt very much like the Everbloom. But having run it about 7 or 8 times now, it's starting to grow on me. It's still probably my least favorite, but I don't hate it as much as I first did. I was like, this is so boring. I just did this instance back in Warlords.
Yeah. I know that thing.
Yeah. See, I guess Violet Hold is always going to.
Oh God.
It's always going to be
include that
one of those. Yeah. It's cool that they brought it back. I think it was really clever what they did and how they wove it back into the story. But I think it's more of a story thing than a well-designed instance.
I think
it's
it's
like
quite an easy one to just kind of thrash out because you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to go through anything. You kind of just wait it out. You know how much trash there's going to be and all that. And it's kind of fun to see the different bosses, like the mini versions of the old raid bosses.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the bosses themselves are really, really fun. It's just the trash is really boring. It's like the same 3 mobs you have to fight like 6 times, then you get another boss. But the bosses themselves are so much fun to do.
Yeah. The bosses are pretty cool. I like them all. What is it? Blackrook Hold is the one.
The tower.
The tower one. That was probably my least favorite. I think partly because I sort of did it out of sequence. When I was leveling, I didn't do it straight off the bat. I went back and did it on heroics when I was sort of grinding those out.
Yeah.
And I think I'd kind of forgotten some of the plot points.
Also, because you were using Barrage and pulling everything.
Yeah, it's the right thing to do.
I really enjoyed the last boss of Vault of the Wardens. Actually, they cut down a Spellsong fight.
Yeah, Vault of the
that
Wardens
was a really
is
nice
so good.
Like the actual boss fights up until that, I was like, oh, this is just rehashing the Demon Hunter zone. But the cut down a Fellsong fight was really atmospheric.
Yeah, like the mechanic with the light as well. You know,
Yeah.
like the globe. You have to
Yeah.
change around, and it's really, really cool. I really enjoyed that.
Even the bit with like the demon hunter stuff was really cool because like, oh, I remember this guy from whether my demon hunter up. Oh, like you didn't really
Yeah,
kill them,
yeah.
you sort of froze them and ran away. It's like I just need to escape. We'll deal with these later. And it's like, oh, we'll come back to finish the job. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought it was really cool, and I thought that mechanically, it was the
Sorry,
most interesting of the dungeons. For
Yeah,
me.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like bouncing the mirrors and stuff for the gazer guy or whatever he's called.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like I say, with the light, and then I thought, as I say, mechanically, it was the most fun. To
Again,
do.
though, like that whole end bit where you drop down and then you have to go through with the light, that felt very Dark Souls as well. And given like
Yeah.
the little kind of tongue-in-cheek references in the new Overwatch map, and even in Helheim, there's a Dark Souls bonfire in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of Dark
There's
Souls.
a lot of- I think
reference.
they've been playing a lot of Dark Souls in the Blizzard office in the kind of development cycle of this expansion.
I think
It's not a
generally it
bad
does
thing.
feel a lot darker.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I think that's good because like everyone usually touts Wrath of the Lich King as the best expansion, and that was really dark. I think it's kind of a return to that sort of feel where it's like the light-hearted fantasy, but with kind of a slightly more serious.
Yeah, I mean, even with the fact like this sort of opening sequence of Legion where they just destroyed everyone's favorite heroes, like, all right, who do you guys like? These three. Well, going to take them off, them off, them off, and them off.
Yeah,
And it was just like a really, it's like a really dark and gritty way to start an expansion. It's like, right, all
Yeah,
your
yeah,
favorite
yeah.
people are dead, moving on.
Yeah, no, definitely. Should we go to the one further north, the Arcanist Shalaman?
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
go right round and up there.
Oh, do you? Can you not just run over the water?
Oh no, you can, but there's a pathway up to the hill. You have to go like right and then up.
Okay, cool. I'll. This is.
it,
I think you're doing motorbiking wrong. there.
it doubles as a jet ski. Oh fuck you!
Screw you, buddy.
Some of us, leveled our fishing.
Some of us leveled our fishing. Yeah.
Someone had a life to do. I like that's the one thing I refuse to do is fishing, cooking, or first aid.
Just any chores that you have to do in real life.
Yeah, it's any
I'm
like
really-
normal
yeah.
stuff.
I'm really close to getting the fishing artifact, and then everyone will love me.
It's
Yeah,
just,
everyone will think you're the coolest guy ever. with
Yeah,
that
then I'll
fishing.
have friends.
I'm
Yeah,
like
you have
I'm
that
like
fishing
I'm an undead rogue. I don't really feel like my character like the character fantasy doesn't include cooking food because I'm dead. I don't need to eat. I don't need to fish to eat.
It's up this way. You have to take the bigger path up the hill. But yeah, but
Or you have
can
to
spend-
take the big path up the hill. Oops, we've got.
Yeah, but you can spend your whole on death fishing until you eventually decay and fall apart.
Isn't that
Using bits of
fishing
yourself as
normal?
bait.
Yeah. I found a boot and it's got my foot in it.
Just look at fishing for spares.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like. On that note, though, because I've always found professions a chore. I really liked how they did professions in Legion.
How they do profession. It's still current.
How they have done, if you know what I mean. How they've
Yeah.
introduced them. Again, it feels like, I don't know much about leatherworking and skinning, but it feels like a bit more realistic. Like I actually have to go out and learn this from a master, as opposed to I found a bit of paper with how to make super boot #1 on it.
Yeah.
Oh, obviously I know how to make that, even though I've never encountered these people and this style of crafting before. But I'll just read the book and it'll be fine.
Yeah,
Like it was
yeah.
really cool going out and like almost like apprenticeships under the different characters.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really cleverly done. So I've done, I leveled my skinning and I'm almost finished my leatherworking.
Yeah, I like the quest system that there is
Mm-hmm.
for various bits and pieces. Like
Yeah.
I have to I get if I pick a herb, I get a quest to then get better at picking that herb, and it's kind of like a minor
Yeah.
mechanic, but it's just done in a very interesting way.
Yeah, I just thought it was really cool. Yeah, it was like I've got this type of skin. I have to go and learn about what the properties of this skin is.
I was a little bit annoyed with blacksmithing just because when it first came out, it was bugged. It only got hotfix Sunday past, I want to say.
Okay.
But getting up to it was very close to the end. It was like the last 10 or 15 skill points, and you couldn't go any further. And being that close to the end, having all these quests too that required you to get a little bit higher skill, you just couldn't do it. Was really frustrating. But now it's been fixed. It was really, really good just to finish it off, and it was up until that point really enjoyable to do.
Shall we go to Broken Academy, defend against the hate coil, one in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing the one in the far north as well, because those boots are actually quite a significant upgrade.
Yeah, we can go and do that. I've got a cloak on it, but
I've got hands, but
good for you.
I was wondering how you were playing the game.
It's feigned death, so that aggroed everything for miles around.
classic hunters.
Classic hunters.
I was playing more of Souls the other day, and someone pulled the entire first deck of the ship, and it was like the hunter
God.
just went ... Sorry. I was like, it's always the fucking hunter.
Yeah, like they've changed the barrage. Like in like a couple of weeks ago, they changed the animation, so it's really hard to see what you are actually hitting with it as well.
Yeah.
Because it just kind of fans out arrows, and some of them do damage, and some of them are just kind of like animation.
Which way do you want to go? That way. We want to go past the blue drakes, don't we, and then round.
Yeah, we're gonna go past the blue drakes, rounding up.
Senegal.
Um,
I quite like the little quest line for these guys.
Yeah,
It's
it was
kinda
just,
cute.
again, it felt kind of weird because I thought, oh, we've fought with the Illidari and now we're straight off to see the Blue Dragonflight. Oh, so this is going to be a Blue Dragonflight zone? Oh, wait, no, we're off to see Ghost Knight Elves. You know what I mean? It felt
Yeah.
there was three
They
factions.
couldn't
who were fighting.
quite decide which one was going to be like the main story.
I
So they
can't-
went, let's do all of them.
I can't help but think that some of the Ghost Night Elf stuff was kind of sandwiched in from Suramar. Like they'd made the stuff in Suramar and thought, oh, we've got way too much in there. I'll just stick it in Asuna because it's a bit light.
Yeah.
You know, obviously I don't know much about the creative process at Blizzard, but you know, I kind of get that impression. That's maybe how things went. Because they're very similar looking zones and they've got very similar plot behind them.
It was a bit like as well. They just have had their story, and it's like it's a really good story, but it's not long enough. It's like we've got what we want to say here. We've got like the quest for it, but it's only like a third of a zone. Right, we'd fill more stuff for this, so I know we'll get some dragons in there, and it's Legion. We've got demons. How about you chuck someone over there, and that would do. That's 90% filled.
Yeah, it was kind of odd. There was a lot of dragons in this expansion for not really it being a dragon expansion.
Yeah.
You know, I suppose we've kind of had two expansions with no dragons in them. But, you know, you've got the Storm Drakes in Stormheim. You've got.
But it kind of feels like it's going to be a bit of a best of expansion because it's got like bits from Wrath of the Lich King, bits from Burning Crusade. It's got the Burning Legion. It's got the Old Gods.
Yeah,
it's got kind of
love.
just a bit of everything, all the goodness, and maybe that's something they've learned from having expansions be so focused on a specific enemy. Like you kind of get orc fatigue from Warlords of Draenor, and you kind of get Hosen or Manted fatigue.
Yeah, I was just going to say though, for being an orc expansion, there wasn't many orcs in Warlords of Draenor. There was an ogre raid, and then there was a legion raid, and there was an orc raid.
Oh yeah, but
I
like
know
your day to day,
I know.
questing. Not all of us were so raid obsessed. God.
Neither was I. I didn't do anything beyond LFR. I think.
No,
I was.
Yeah.
I got stuck right.
I suppose on the raiding then, like I haven't even checked out LFR yet. I think I'm gonna wait for it all to come out so I can sort of enjoy the story in one go.
Yeah.
So I'm probably never gonna be like a top end raider. Like I'll go and do the odd normal with you if you need someone to fill. You know what I mean? Like I can DPS well enough and learn the mechanics, but I'm not gonna be, raiding heroics or mythics or whatever it is. Yeah, it's mythics is the highest level now, isn't it?
Highest level at the moment, yeah.
So I don't think I'm ever going to really be doing that. But so I'm going to wait for LFR to come out. But you've cleared Emerald Nightmare, that's out
Normal,
so far.
yes.
How did you find normal then?
Normal was very, very simple going in. I mean, we weren't expecting it to be much of a challenge at all because we basically came in with like the gear level that you would have from normal. Like we're going into about 850 item level and you get like 865 or something drops.
Yeah.
Or 860. It's nothing major. Mechanically, it was nice. I mean, they changed it like they had at the end of Hellfire Citadel, where they took out the more punching mechanics and left those for like heroic onwards.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember they made all those changes halfway through Hellfire started out to try and make it easier for guilds. There were some fights that were just really boring, but that's just a fight in general. It's going to be, it's like Ursoc, which is basically just a tank and spank fight because it's your gear check.
Yeah.
But it tends to be fights that aren't, as difficult, aren't as interesting to do, tend to look amazing.
Yeah,
Although,
that's cool.
saying that, there are some fights that just look absolutely amazing. Like the rooms are fantastic. Scenarios is an example because at the end, behind him there's a giant rift that just sort of like, it looks a bit like the Maelstrom. It just sinks down to like nothingness, and that's where the last boss is. And it's just really cool, like thinking like you're jumping into the heart of this nightmare because the whole world looks like it's collapsing in, like Inception style.
Nice.
And
That's
everything's sort of like coming down into this rift, and it just looks so cool.
That is pretty cool. No, like I say, I'm gonna probably wait till sort of all of LFR's out. I'll maybe check it out, but I might not be able to wait because it does seem pretty cool. Yeah, no, I am kind of like quite looking forward to getting into the raiding. Do you think you're gonna check it out much, Phil? Or
I'd like to. Like as I say, like the Valshara concept was really cool, and so seeing a raid of more of it would be awesome. It's just the time. Like I'm already really far behind in terms of gear, so like the chances of actually getting into even a guild raid is slim. So yeah, I'll probably hit up LFR, but I kind of feel like part of me wants to do slightly more serious, but I don't think I can, and that makes me sad a bit.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of the same. It's like it does make me a little bit sad, but it's partly Blizzard's fault for releasing Heroes of the Storm and Overwatch. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so many other.
There's so much else to take your attention away.
Stupid games.
Yeah.
And I think it's the problem that WoW has always suffered from and always will suffer from because it's an MMO. Is that to get that end game content, you're going to have to invest a lot of time into it because raiding is time consuming.
So time consuming. This last week has been, well, even up to the build up was like, get leveled really quickly, get geared in normal heroics. In that first week, you had to reach 100 and do your mythic, like get up to doing mythic dungeon standards. You weren't missing out on gear, and then it's just been like a constant. It's starting to slow down a wee bit now because raids are open, but that constant, like those first 3 weeks, were like wake up, do your world quests, go and do dungeons, do this next thing, do your professions, get everything ready for raid, get your stuff together, log off, repeat that every single day for a couple of weeks. It really does take its time on you. It's like, I'm so tired of this.
Yeah,
no, I know that feeling.
And that's why I suppose why they've added in LFR is so that you can still go and enjoy that end game content.
Have you got to turn in the wine thing?
Do we?
The quest for the wine thing is over like here. There's a man.
Oh, I've already done the quest itself, I think. So.
Fine. There we go.
I did this when I was leveling. This place is not for you. Go away. I can be here if I want.
But I would definitely recommend taking a look at the raid because it just, like, the whole zone just looks amazing. Like, you're taking out the portals to the different, like, old locations that you remember.
Yeah.
Just like Ungor Crater and Northrend and I think it's like the Emerald Dreamway where all the dragons were. If you remember vanilla dragons, the world bosses, make a reappearance, and they just look, again, everything's really cropped in, shadowy, and it looks really cool. It's taking like Emerald Dream as you'd picture and turning on its head.
Yeah. That is cool. Like, they've done a really good job with all that Emerald Dream stuff. It's just, I felt like you could have told that story without involving Malfurion in it at all.
I know.
Because like I say, like that story's already been told.
Are we going down to the Broken Academy now?
Oh yeah, sure. I was just kind of running vaguely towards the middle. And then we can nip across and do the artifact power one.
Yeah.
Oops, I'll take this road. It takes us pretty much. If we just follow this road down, we'll get there eventually.
I mean, there's things like the dungeon Darkheart Thicket with like Malfurion at the end of it. Doesn't really. It didn't need to be there. It's like they felt they need to cram him into there. Cause it's like, oh, I've been captured by Xavius, come and defeat his shadow. But when you reach the raid boss of Xavius, he just sort of, he doesn't mention his shadow at all. He doesn't mention anything. It's not like, oh, I've seen you before. He's just like, come at me.
Yeah. I guess they kind of had to do some druid stuff because they haven't done some druid stuff for a while.
Yeah, but
You know, like the last expansion, it was in fact really Cataclysm and then WoD were really shaman focused.
I feel as well because they're taking out so many of like the old heroes of the expansion, like all the old heroes that have been around since vanilla and stuff, people knew and love. It's kind of like, okay, we need to focus on some of our older heroes who are still around
What took you guys so long?
because because we need to give them some love because people need that because it can't be all be doom and gloom and look, all your favorite characters are gone. Look, Malfurion's back again.
Oh yay!
And he's in trouble again.
Yeah.
Again, yeah.
I mean, it was inevitable that Malfurion was going to be in this expansion in quite a big way because obviously his brother's coming back and they're going to play off that and the Tyrande three-way kind of love triangle stuff. So
I was waiting to say, I think I missed that expansion.
yeah. That was a off. That wasn't a Blizzard production. That was a different.
No, that was a very, very different production. Yeah, I guess. What's the next raid that's due to open up after
Is it the Suramar one?
the Suramar one?
Suramar is coming out in early January, but they've already said they're developing a raid to slot in between.
Because Nighthold is the one that has Gul'dan at the end of it. Yeah.
Yes, Nighthold is like the second half of this tier. So
Right.
like tier, I think 19 now or 20 or something. Like, first tier of WoD's easy way to say it is like Emerald Nightmare and Suramar.
Yeah.
But they're putting in a third raid in the middle of this, which is a 3-boss raid, which finishes off the Stormhind storyline.
Oh, no.
So it's giving-
Oh, yeah. I saw about that where you actually it's
Yeah.
the final fight with Helya.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and you go back and talk to Odin, and he challenges you to prove your worth.
Yeah,
And, then,
I remember seeing the details.
and that's going to be. It looks. I've been watching some of the PTR coverage, and it looks really cool. There's that big dog thing that you see when you're in Helheim. That you have to sneak past. You have to fight that because he
Yeah.
doesn't have a big 3-headed dog.
Yeah, it's kind of not just like blow a flute and make it go to sleep. That's how they beat it in Harry Potter, wasn't it?
Yeah, but we're better heroes in Harry Potter.
Yeah,
No one-
unfortunately, we don't have a
We're
bard.
average.
We don't have a bard class yet, so. we can't do that.
Yeah, that is true. Actually, odd that the game doesn't have a bard; it has everything else.
Because if they had a bard, everyone would just play ETC.
Yeah, Thorin bard.
Yeah.
I suppose from a plot perspective, then each raid is kind of going to tie into a zone a little bit. So obviously Emerald Nightmare finishes off Val'Sharah. Oh god, that's a lot of catapults. The next there's the Suramar raid, obviously finishing off Suramar. We're finishing off Stormheim. Do you think that's what they're going to do for the rest of them? I honestly can't remember if they've released the other raids yet, the names or the details. So, do you think we're going to see a High Mountain raid? Do you think we're going to see
Yeah, like Azuna and stuff.
yeah.
I wouldn't expect to see High Mountain because that story is basically finished in the dungeon where you kill a guy and recover his hammer, and you're like, aha.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's really the only
Azuna
dungeon
one.
where you actually kind of kill the guy at the end.
Yeah.
Like where you finish
Every one.
where you kill the big lad. Because
Because we've got the big Naga raid at some point that's been promised. Isn't
Yeah,
there?
Well,
the-
exactly.
with
I'd
the queen.
expect that raid, this expansion, I could see it because of like the Wrath of Ajara, which had their whole, big Ajara's wrath coming to wash away the land and destroy everything, and we stop that. But in the storyline, we see Ajara appears to the spirit of the Night Elf, can't remember his name,
Ferondus,
Ferondus or
yeah.
something. And it's like I could see that storyline coming into play.
yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
I think Ajara finally making an appearance, which would be so cool to see.
Yeah, because it has been hinted at that she's going to make an appearance. That she's going to be a raid boss.
Yeah.
But you know what Blizzard are like with cut content. What they say doesn't necessarily make it into the expansion. But in the long term, I think this is where they're going to have to resolve that storyline. Linking into like we've got loads of more of the ancient stuff going on. We've got loads of Naga stuff going on. It's like, if we are going off to fight the Void Lords next, how are we going to fight?
War on two fronts.
Yeah, well, how are we even going to sandwich that in?
It's the thing I could see N'Zoth coming out at some point here.
Oh yeah,
as well, like
definitely.
maybe in the Jara raid, like have Jara and N'Zoth as like the two end bosses
Yeah, definitely.
because they seem to go hand in hand as like he's the one that turned them on to Naga, and apparently he's at the bottom of the sea somewhere,
Yeah.
which would
Under
make
the
sense.
sea. Do.
And if you look at the magic tree fight in Emerald Nightmare, when you go in there, he sits and whispers to you, and he
Yeah.
whispers like all these vague, cryptic hints, and one of them does sound like, he might possibly make an appearance at some point, which again would just be amazing to see.
Shall
Yeah.
we head to Val'Shara for the next one?
Are we going to do
Grumble my magic
that
sword.
last arcane power one, and then
I don't have.
Oh.
Oh yeah, no, I do have it. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I
you were the
completely
one that
forgot about
mentioned it.
I know. I've now like flown away as well, so I'm gonna have to fly back.
Fly.
Actually, no, I'm not even that far away.
Fly.
Um,
I'm not sure if we can get this.
Yeah,
one.
no, I definitely think there's also. I mean, do we think that we'll see Sargeras in this expansion?
see him, yes. Fight him, no.
No.
Yeah, I think it's the type of thing like you could see like a big hand or something coming out of a portal, but that's about all we'd ever get. I don't think they'd ever.
Yeah,
I mean, if the WoW, diehard fans would believe, and he is the final ever boss, then I think they've got more planned than this expansion.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
like because
but then-
there's hints in like even in the Illidan book that there is more than the Burning Legion.
well, they talk about it in the WoW compendium as well. Do you know about all the creation myths and things that Sargeras' plan is to kill all the Void Lords. So there's something out there that Sargeras is fighting, and those are the Void Lords. So
Yeah.
do you think eventually, in like 3-4 expansions time, we're gonna have to fight Void Lords? My thinking is that WoW doesn't have that left in it. Yeah,
It's kind of thing. Like the only thing that can really kill WoW these days is WoW. Because,
Yeah.
like, there's nothing big enough out there to really tear it apart, other than itself collapsing under its own weight.
yeah, like it's sort of built on what, a 12-year-old game engine now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can do what they can to enhance the graphics and things, but it's showing its age.
I mean, they keep saying like they'll keep going until they run out of story to tell, but I could see if Warcraft 4 really is in the making, then you could see some of this being spilled over into Warcraft 4 and like sort of telling the story of Andrin and the Army of Light, which is meant to be some big storyline that's coming up.
That's it.
haven't really
I
paid much
mean, I
attention to,
could
so-
see this expansion depending on how long they want to keep rolling with it, because they're already it seems to have more content scheduled for it than Warlords ever did.
Yeah.
I could see them rolling with this until you get to the final boss of Sargeras with Illidan and his redeemed Lightbringer form running around as a massive archangel dude, and then at the end of it we kill Sargeras, reunite with the Army of the Light, and go off to fight the Void in the next expansion.
See, I think there's
Like they could, because they could, like, I mean, it was a year between the last raid of Warlords of Draenor and Legion coming out.
Yeah.
So like if they have enough content, they could spread this expansion out for the next couple of years, 2-3 years
Yeah.
almost, and that'd be enough
mean,
time
what
to
is-
tell that story properly, but in one expansion.
I mean, they've already said they're planning to have about 3 raid tiers on this one,
Yeah.
at least, which is something to really look forward to because I do enjoy raiding. Like having 2 in WoD was just a pain in the ass because you end up stuck in that end tier for twice as long as you normally would because of just canned it really early.
Yeah, yeah. I just think from, I think WoW's never going to die because it'll eventually just go free to play and they'll just be like, just go and play WoW. It's cool.
Mercy will fly in and res it. So.
Yeah, but will they tell new stories?
Yeah, it's going to leave us like the sort of.
They're going to leave it frozen in time. Kind of like Warhammer was, and Warhammer 40k is. It's frozen in that pocket of time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly don't know how much longer WoW has in it.
I would have said the same, but then this expansion came out and they revamped so many things.
Yeah, no, that's true.
It's the thing as well, like they're going to have to figure out how they're going to do it because it's starting to get to that point now where the amount of levels they have are really off-putting to new players. Like, if you're a new player looking at this going, wow, I've got to level 110
Yeah.
times. Like,
Yeah.
nah, I don't have time for that.
Shall we kill the man?
Yeah. Do we have to kill this man and then the other
Where
man?
did he
You
go?
got to kill the robot, the other one runs away.
Yeah, I think what's more likely to happen is either WoW 2, which I don't think will happen.
Even wower.
Even WoW, we're now with more WoW.
Yeah.
What's more likely is to happen is going to be Warcraft 4, telling the story of the Army of the Light.
Yeah.
It'll be, you'll be dotting about the universe, going about.
Thing is that I can't see them taking this like $100 million per month franchise and going, yeah, okay, so we're just gonna make it into a strategy game now.
Well, it came from a strategy.
Yeah,
game,
but like I can't see
comes
the
from
money
promoting
men
that.
letting them do that. I can't like the scope of WoW has gotten so big now to then condense it back into a RTS game, even like the most fantastical looking RTS game ever. It still seems I can't imagine it.
I could see it as like a sort of side project. So like have like the raid version and then have like the RTS versions where they're like, oh, when you do it, like, oh yeah, it's like that thing that we did when that campaign mission where Jane is a dreadlord,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh yeah, like, oh, well, let's go do that raid now in WoW, because like they sort of split it into the people who are diehard RTS fans who love that type of thing. Like I remember playing hundreds and hundreds of hours in Warcraft 3 and Frozen Throne campaign and all the rest of it, getting through those,
Yeah.
and then having like the WoW version to keep pumping money into Blizzard, because I mean they're making absolute fortune off of it.
Oh yeah, they are making like a crap ton
Yeah.
of money.
So like, but as I say, like that keeps the MMO side of it alive. I can't see them letting that go.
That being said, though, if it does start to lose money, I mean, they've got things like Overwatch and Hearthstone coming in now, which is starting to attract more and more players to Blizzard. Like, it's something they could quite. And Heroes of the Storm, like, even though the free to play, like, give you microtransactions things,
Yeah.
Yeah.
could be a way. Like, eventually, WoW will stop making money, but by that point, they're going to have so many games out there making, 3 times as much money. It's not going to make a difference to them. They're like, fine,
Yeah.
we'll make it free to play. But
But
Yeah.
I think also I think Blizzard enjoy having the portfolio of game types because you've got the isometric action RPG of Diablo, you've got the MMO RPG of Warcraft, you've got the first-person shooter, you've got the RTS game, you've got the card game. They're all very different games. None of them overlap. And I think taking Warcraft back to a strategy game means that it's now in direct competition with StarCraft. And then it's beginning to homogenize their game types back into this isometric format, which is what they worked to break away from, to have this kind of wide genre kind of.
Yeah, no, I do agree
Stable.
with you, but I don't think I agree. I see what you mean, but I disagree that it'll be in direct competition with StarCraft 2 because I don't think they'll do a StarCraft 3 because I think the story of StarCraft has been told now. I think they will replace StarCraft 2 with a new RTS, whether that's Warcraft 4 or something new that we've never heard of before.
Yeah.
Overwatch battles or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but
Where are you guys?
just
Oh,
north
there you
I'm
of.
just landing.
No,
Should we
I
go
see.
down to the bottom and get the artifact power one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Maybe they'll remake the StarCraft MMO and change Warcraft
Just
into an
swap.
RTS game. Yeah.
Yeah, just swap it, right? Stranger things have happened.
Yeah. Definitely.
I think Warcraft 4 is more likely than WoW 2. And I think Warcraft 4 is more likely than StarCraft 3. But what that means for WoW as we know it, I don't think anyone could really comment on that.
Yeah.
Also, I like WoW as a game. Mechanically, I enjoy playing it. It's the only MMO I've played where stuff made sense, and it was easy, and it was not it was easy to play necessarily, but it was easy to get into.
It's easy to learn, difficult to master.
Yeah, I can look at the stats, and the stats make sense to me. Like I play other MMOs, and they use different stat names even, and I'm like, what does that mean? Do I want to stack that as my class? I don't. Whereas I'm comfortable in WoW, and so I like that. So I kind of wanted to see it continue, which is possibly a slightly selfish viewpoint, but like Keith said earlier, like there's been nothing to kind of come along and compete against it seriously.
No.
I think it has. It's just completely failed, hasn't it?
Well, that's
Well,
it.
yeah,
Everything that's been like heralded as the WoW killer just hasn't.
I really
like,
enjoyed the Warhammer MMO.
but
For
yeah,
all its quirks and issues, it was fun.
not something I ever got into, actually. I tried to, but just didn't
Yeah.
feel
The
it for me.
I think it was the
graphical
problem with
style
the
was really
Warhammer
good.
one was it was like WoW but not as big.
Yeah.
And then you've got things like Eve, which will always just tick along nicely because it's so different to everything else.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Altharius the Sufferer has just turned up to help that demon hunt. That's pretty cool. You know, I think that the last so-called WoW killer was Elder Scrolls Online. You know, everyone was like, "Oh, this is going to be the death of WoW. This is going to be the death of WoW." And it was so badly executed because it came from a studio that had no experience of releasing. Because it was Bethesda, but it was
Yeah.
ZeniMax did, but ZeniMax developed it, but it's a Bethesda game. You know,
Yeah.
most of it's just I play it and I enjoy it, but most of it's just cut and paste.
But I mean,
from
yeah,
scratch.
any MMO that comes out now has to go up against 12 years of polishing and tweaking and shinying. You know,
Yeah.
it's hard, but it's still amazing how many games that come out that don't learn their lessons from what WoW have done. And sometimes it feels like they're doing it because they don't want to be seen as WoW copycats. But then it's like, well, there's a reason WoW is one of the most successful MMOs ever, if not the most successful MMO ever, because it made certain design choices that work.
I think one of the things as well is like the thing that stops people swapping MMOs or what people like Black Desert and stuff. I know people played for a few weeks and got bored of. Is because they've invested so much time, so many years of their life into like their characters and WoW. Like I've had my warrior here for a good, over 10 years. I rolled him 2 weeks into Burning Crusade when I swapped for my hunter, but played all through vanilla. And like ever since then, I played my warrior, and it's like I couldn't think of doing that all again with a completely new game. The thought of that, I'm just like,
Yeah.
nah.
Well,
I
I
don't
mean,
want to do
yeah,
that.
I completely agree. Like this rogue I'm playing is 12 years old, 13 years old. Like it was created on day one of the vanilla release. So that maybe that's why I struggle to play other MMOs because it's like
Yeah.
this is MMO. This character is MMOs to me, even through all of its
Exactly.
talent changes and everything.
Exactly. It's like a sickening thought to be like, oh, I've got to do like level up again, find out what I enjoy, and then spend another 12 years perfecting it and
Yeah.
having fun on it. Like, it's like, oh no.
Yeah, no, I agree. Oh, hey, Scotty. Scotty's in the chat.
And I,
He probably has no idea what we're talking about because he played WoW for like 2 weeks and got bored.
Oh, shame.
But yeah, I like. It's so difficult to tell where WoW's going. Like, if you'd have asked me this 6 months ago, what's going to happen with WoW? I'm like, yeah, Legion will be the last expansion. It's going to flop.
kill the Murloc.
Yes.
Like I was like, oh yeah, WoW's dead. Like after Warlords came out, I was like, yeah, WoW's dead. WoW's 100% dead.
And that was the worst thing is that because it was so positive about it when it came out. It was like, oh yeah, Garrison's really cool. The questing system's awesome. I like the story. The zones are cool. And then it's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit
And that's it. That's all you're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem was because they rushed it out because people were getting bored, so they pushed it right out the door before it was ready.
Yeah.
And then the backlash from it was so negative, they just shelved. Like they had so much more planned forward. They had like a couple of extra raid tiers. They had Falconer up in the north, where it basically turns into Netherstorm in Outland.
Mm.
And they had like the whole Ogre Empire down the south and its new island and stuff to explore that everyone's getting really excited for. But they just shelved it all because the backlash from those initial few months, people were like, oh, I'm bored. I don't want my garrisons anymore. Where's all my raiding content and stuff? And I'm like, because they hadn't finished it yet, because they're trying to push out to please everyone. They just got shelved and like, right, I'm just going to work in Legion. Blood's dead to us.
Yeah, with the
wash our
whole
hands,
like
start again.
the whole they started moving towards that whole like one expansion a year model.
Yeah.
And then
the
that
current
was
said now it's
yeah.
possible to do. Like,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can.
Yeah, like
Even
There's
even
no way they
hiring a
could do-
million more staff, you can't.
yeah.
Yeah, they've reached that point where they've got like enough people to get it done, and adding anyone more is just they're not getting it done any faster. It's like this is as fast as it's going to get.
Is everyone finished down here, by the way? Should we head up and do the
Yes.
rear one for the 600 artifact power?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we can always nip across. I've not got the flight path to the other island, but I'm sure we can swim it.
Ah,
Oh, can you? What about
we
sharks?
Jamie,
Yeah.
help me!
Oh, Christ. There's
What about-
a tiny murloc on a string.
Help me,
Oh,
Jamie!
God.
Help me!
Oh, guys, mistakes were made.
See, I think that's one of the things about can't question Blizzard's logic, but I'm wearing all this heavy plate armor, yet I can still swim nicely.
Um,
I'm just going to whistle back to
yeah.
the flight point because it should take me to... Yeah, right next to it, in fact. That's handy.
Griffon.
I'll wait for you guys.
Fly.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. I hope they don't rush through Legion. I'd quite happily play Legion as long as they release a new raiding tier every 6 months, I'd quite happily play it for a good few years.
Yeah.
As long as there's new raids to do, there's new stuff to look at, there's nothing to stop them.
As long as they don't do another fucking timeless Isles bullshit.
Yeah, or Tanan Jungle.
Oh, you're like mindlessly farming mobs? Here you go. There's a whole island full of them.
I hope you like this. The Pexus crystals, you're gonna have millions of
Yeah.
them.
You guys are running the wrong way, by the
Yeah,
way.
we are. Aren't we?
Yeah, you go into the other rare one in the dungeon.
In the dungeon. I don't have that
It's
one.
got to kill the Hydra. Some people are killing him now.
With the
If you're
one.
quick, I'll tag him. If not, we can just wait for you guys to get here.
How do you know other people are killing him? Oh, you're there already.
Yeah, no, I'm there already.
I can't do that.
I'm just going up for the mining node. No.
Why did I not take the grappling hook?
We have need of your skills.
Oh, shit. No, back up.
He's taking ages to die because he's got like 20 billion T1 health.
Every time someone hits me, he gets a nice like 10 mil.
Yeah, it's like, wait, his health's going up. What the hell?
Oh, there you go.
Cheers, buddy.
There we go. I can now fly over it. Not fly.
I actually saw what this one did because I came in the other day and just like
Ow.
it was on like 2%, so I just tagged it and it died.
What does he do?
Like that guy who refused.
I quite like the new Hydra models. I think they came out in WoD. It's one of the few things I like that came out in WoD.
That's the thing, WoD had this issue where it's like, you come back in time, you're gonna fight all these amazing warlords, it's gonna be really cool, and it's like the first one died in the first raid, one of them died in a 5-man. It's kind of like
One of them died off screen.
yeah.
Like,
It's like-
just over that.
And they're like, oh, but don't worry, you get to see the other like not so impressive clans like the Burning Blade and stuff, but they're gonna be around. There's Burning Blade and that was it. We saw no other chieftain and the Burning Blade one died in the quest line.
Yeah.
It was like wow.
Yeah, I think they...
It had potential, it just didn't live up to it. And I
Yeah,
think
it's like you said,
didn't help.
it was rushed out.
One
Yeah,
could say
exactly.
they screwed the pooch slightly.
I have to visit the emissary. Where does he live?
I would be in the main town.
In Dalaran.
I
Right.
would be in Valshara probably.
Alright, cool.
I got some gear from that, but I don't know. Blackrock insignia. I don't know where it went. Let me see. There it is.
No, it's
Oh,
artifact power.
yeah.
It's like a 600 artifact power.
I only get 480 because I don't have the research done yet.
I got like 1,000.
You shut your face.
Uh,
Alright, everything you do is better than us, alright? You're happy now?
Yes, very.
Right, should we nip over to the other side? There's a fishing and a cooking one that I'm not doing. And then there's the Dreamweavers one. Speak to Leafbeard the Storied.
Where are you looking?
Oh, that one's really fun.
Like, it's like on the right-hand side of Valshara.
It's the questing one. You get sent back to Lord of the Ancients as like one of the NPCs, either like a Furbog or a Dryad
Yeah.
or something. You have to go and kill mobs
Oh,
by
cool.
spamming one.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, we can fly there.
Yeah.
Slab of bacon.
I really like the world quest as well because it is like I am still grinding shit out, but at least I'm running. Do you know what I mean? I'm out in the world doing it instead of being like stuck in some crappy zone that is like, isn't
Yeah,
finished.
I still have bad memories of doing the dailies in Burning Crusade and just being bored out of my mind.
I know. That's the thing. The good thing about those is because they change so often and they change every few hours. If it's the case like I don't want to do these ones, could have done those twice.
Yeah.
Wait a few hours and they'll pop up again. The ones that you do want to do. It's not like go and kill 10 mobs over there and bring back 6 of this item
Yeah.
every day for 6 months until you get exalted. And he's like, oh, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they've done really well with the world quests. I think they're pretty fun, especially like this. Like, just you fancy playing some WoW? Yeah, but I can't be bothered raiding. Oh, let's just like pop on and have a chat. Like, I'm not even really concentrating on these world quests, and we're getting them done. We're getting through them at a fair rate of knots.
Yeah.
It's just a really nice thing to have. Go out and again, like I say, it's like the problem with Warlords and with MOP to an extent was once you'd finished leveling through all these beautifully designed zones, you literally never went back to them.
Yeah.
With Warlords, you sat in your garrison and you went on raids, and then you went to Tanan Jungle, and then you went back to your garrison. With MOP, you just sat in Shrine or you went to the Timeless Isle.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff in like WoD was like they gave you daily quests to do, but they didn't say why you were doing this. There's no point behind it. It's like, oh, go kill, however many ogres in this zone here. It's like, okay, but why? I mean, at least here it's like, oh, go and kill these mobs that are attacking the temple, or go over there to the island and, put these undead spirits that are trapping boats and things down, or oh,
Yeah,
remember that quest mob you saw? Well, he needs your help doing this thing here. It's like, all right, cool, that's really fun. So I've just been like, kill 20 mobs here because I say so.
Yeah, like, why am I doing this? Like, because the thing in Warlords, it was like everyone called you like General or Commander or Lord or whatever, all the NPCs, and it's like, oh, cool. Do you want to go do this like scrub quest? Not really, mate.
Yeah,
Commander, we
fun,
need
though.
someone to pick the vegetables for tea.
Yeah, it was. That's what it was like. And like you never like it. The garrison's just turned into Farmville.
It feels slightly like they've just like put air quotes around Commander all the time, and they're just like playing up. Like he's a bit shit, so we'll just humor him. Ah,
We'll call him
Commander,
when
we need.
when we say Commander, what I want you to, what we actually mean is dildo face. Dildo
It's like,
face,
we'll
go
call Commander.
Dildo face, go pick the vegetables.
It's like they found out if you call them Commander, they'll do anything you want. It's like, oh, Commander, you couldn't like go and kill that boss.
It's like Bioshock. As long as you preface a
Would you
request
kindly?
with Commander, then you'll still do anything that's asked. Poison
Oh, this is
song,
cool. I'm
poisonous
riding around
nearby
on, like-
enemies.
A bear.
Yeah, it's even stuff like this, where it's just a nice complete change of pace. Like, oh, here
I
you go,
am
go back in time
playing.
and
I'm
fight
playing
some
as
demons.
Lunara, so
Are you?
yeah.
Oh, hey.
Hey, sup?
Whoa, those are some little leaves you've got on there. There's some very, very small leaves.
Oh yeah. I'm getting a 6-pack though.
Whatever floats your boat, mate. I love these quests as well because it's literally like just stand at the portal and like,
Spam
just would spam one until everything dies.
I can I press 1 on something?
Just like stand. Do you not have an AoE?
No.
I've got, like-
I can do the poison song thing. Poisons nearby enemies, inflicting nature damage every 1.5 seconds and slowing them for 15 seconds.
It's fine. My one is my mob auto attacks in a random direction. It just sits there auto attacking. It's like he was in a frenzy and auto attacks things nearby.
Well,
It's like,
that was
okay.
good. I contributed.
Yeah, well, we definitely made sure the War of the Agents was one.
Yes.
Good job, guys.
Learned a good story there. Got 325 order hall resources.
That definitely wasn't.
Okay, I've done that, but I don't seem to. Oh no, it was Order Hall resources. It wasn't thingies. There's one further north. There's an
Ooh, I
artifact
can-
power quest.
I can visit my emissary now. I
Yeah,
need
I
to
can
do. I need
visit
to
my
do
emissary.
one more Dreamweaver's quest, and I can visit that emissary as well.
I think the one at the top here is the
Yeah.
Dreamweavers. I
Yeah,
don't know where the Warden's emissary lives.
Probably.
She's down
probably
on
in
the
Broken
island
Shore.
south of Azuna, next to the Vault of the Wardens.
Ah, right, cool,
On
cool,
the
cool.
Broken Shore, where all the level 100 million elites are.
Yeah, because we still got Eye of Ashara to open up as well, don't we? I'm just looking on the map.
You can go down there now. You get occasional world quests down there, and it's basically just the dungeon zone, but as an open world thing.
Ah, cool.
But it's the place that you go to get the Fathom Dweller tentacle jellyfish mount after you've unlocked it, which was a really, really cool thing to do. Which was like you had to go around and you had to go to the Broken Shore, talk to the Orc Warlock. If anyone's done the Warcraft 3 campaign with my Ev,
Mm-hmm.
you know the bit when you're in Broken Shore and you talk to the Orc Warlock and you
Yeah.
get someone killed for it. It's that guy on the Broken Shore. And
Ah,
it's
that's
like,
cool.
That's cool.
he's like, oh, the Whisperers, make them stop. And you go and dig up some relic and you keep talking to him and you basically... They didn't tell you what you had to do. Players found this by data mining. You had to go around the world, find 10 different orbs, all hidden like hidden caves and stuff, and click them in order. And then
Oh,
basically
yeah.
come back to him and it summons this big mob that drops a pet in amount. But it was such a really cool thing to do. I did it one evening, took me about 2.5 hours, and it's like finding these hidden caves that you wouldn't normally see, because it's like a place like in a tree root covered in bushes, and you just walk into it and you just fall down a hole. So like, unless you just actively out exploring up a hill, you wouldn't see it, and it was such a cool thing to find because it's like, oh, I remember this in like vanilla when stuff like you didn't really know what was going on, you just came across by accident. I was like, this is so cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Nice.
And also when I throw back to the war, it's like, oh, it's that guy! He isn't dead, despite the fact he's been living in an island with demons for God knows how many years,
Yeah,
chilling by himself.
just chilling by himself on Demon Island. Yeah, because I originally thought that was going to be like the Tanan Jungle Timeless Isle zone.
new Warden's quest pop up there every about once a week. You'll get an odd quest. Where it's like, go and kill some Naga down here to stop them from resummoning Ivyshar. Oh, okay.
Okay. If you say
I
so.
mean, there is nothing to stop like Blizz is going, oh well, our portal's opened and you need to go through this to a demon world to kill people, like the Demon Hunter starting zone.
Yeah.
There's nothing to
go
stop them
Mar
doing
Demon.
that. Like once they reintroduce Illidan and start going all like crazy fell world planet shit, anything could happen at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's
You
why
could have a whole like fell planet as a raid,
Mhm.
like a multi-winged raid.
That would be cool. See, that's
You got-
but that's why I think the Argus will be an expansion on its own,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
possibly.
and then we'll defeat the Burning Legion, and then the Void Lords will turn up, and we'll be like, oh shit, we probably shouldn't have killed the Burning Legion because they were like holding them back, and then that'll be WoW2 Warcraft 4.
You guys done the Odin quest line in your order hall?
I'm up to, I can't even remember, but I know he's supposed to become like Space Jesus.
Well, basically at the end of it, like the final quest is you go to the Black Temple, like with your Spirit of Light, and you do the Odin fight as Odin,
Oh, that's cool.
and it's so much fun. But at the end, they're like, "Yeah, it was you that killed him. I know it was you. Shame on you." And it's like, oh, now I feel bad.
Well,
Oh.
maybe if he was less of a dick to everyone
Yeah, no.
in the first
Yeah,
place.
maybe if he wasn't. Has everyone got this
Yeah,
one?
yeah,
done?
I finished it a minute, like 5
The
minutes
quest
ago.
called like the Greatest Betrayal, and it's like, oh, it was me.
Yeah, it's quite funny actually because reading the Illidan book, there's some quite good stuff in there. Basically, like all the stuff you do in Burning Crusade, Illidan doesn't care about any of it.
Yeah.
He's just like, I need to kill the Burning Legion. But sir, they've killed Chaos. I need to kill the Burning Legion. Need to get the portal to Argus and kill Jaden. But sir, they're at the
Must
door.
get better.
I just need to get the portal open. Why won't they?
Should
Why
we
won't
head
they
to
leave me
Stormhound
alone?
next? There's a few up there, some artifact power ones.
Yeah.
There's even stuff like the Starry.
Oh, there's an epic one, 1,000 order resources, Nithog.
Oh, that's the world boss.
Can we go and kill it?
Yeah, it's up like all the time. There's always groups killing it.
Cool, that's cool.
All the time.
That's the thing, like even with the Demon Hunter starting zone, with like the cinematic at the start where you jump through the portal,
Oh, the
and at
first
the end you
person
come back.
cinematics were like
It
so
was
fucking
so cool, and I was like, wow, this is such a throwback. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, they're starting the
I
gate.
really
I was like, oh,
enjoyed.
that's amazing.
I really enjoyed doing the early access stream of that. That was so good.
Oh yeah, that was like one of the probably my favorite adventures in Azeroth that we've ever done.
Yeah, I've been watching that. It was so good to watch you guys do it, but it was such a fun experience to do. I was like, I'm loving this.
Good.
Yeah,
4
it was
seconds
really
left.
good. I actually haven't leveled my Demon Hunter. I've enjoyed playing my Hunter so much.
Yeah, same. I've been enjoying my rogue. Like a lot of people,
Yeah.
like a lot of the rogues are whinging on the class forums about like, well, what do we do now? Because we can't stealth in PvP or anything now because the demon hunters can just see us. We don't do as much damage as they do in PvE. Like, well, what do we do now, guys? It's just like loads of rogues sitting around with a
Stop
beer.
being frickin'
Just going,
dreadlords. That's what you should do.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Blizzard have made a big, like, they kind of pissed a few people off this week because they made a big point about how, because it's artifacts and people are devoting like 2-3 weeks in this first phase to putting it all into one artifact to make that their main choice. They weren't going to nerf any class. They're just going to buff people to make them better. Unless the class is ridiculously broken like Demon Hunters are, we're not going to nerf them, which was fine. And then this week they've gone and nerfed Demon Hunters, which was fair enough. Everyone knew that was coming. But also Shadow Priests, which no one really knew why they were coming.
Oh no, Shadow Priests were sitting pretty good. Like I've been in a few dungeons with them, and they're just like off the charts.
Well, they're
DPS
great,
wise.
they're great in like multi-ad fights where they can just like dot everything and stuff, and they're great in like execute phases, but generally their DPS isn't overly high in like raiding encounters. And now all the Shadow Priests are really pissed because they can't be rotating on the DPS spec because they've got like, their hybrid spec, which is mostly healing, and their healing spec.
Yeah, true.
And some of these things everyone's like, oh shit.
You might be able to answer this for me, actually, Keith.
I can try.
Have they got rid of Fist Weavers?
Yes, Fist Weaving's been cut, as has Gladiator Warriors.
Yeah,
Both considered not fun by Blizzard and have been since removed.
yeah. I thought they had. Because Fist Weaving was fun, but it was fucking awful. It was like
It was. if you
I
had someone who's
do
really good-
mediocre DPS and stuff nearby gets heals even if it doesn't need it. Like, cheers.
It was like if you had someone who was really good at doing it, they could make a break a raid. It was like having another DPS basically. It was like really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
But in general, most people who did it thought they were amazing, but were generally pretty crap.
I tried it once and was like, nope. Back to standing at the back and throwing tea at you.
I like that they've nerfed Outlaw a bit and buffed Assassination, which makes me happy.
Yeah, like Arms has been nerfed twice this week, which is fair enough because it's a pretty simple rotation, but it does a lot of damage. But one of the nerfs I'm not too happy with because it's basically reducing. Basically, it's a move that we've got called Tactician that every time we spend Rage, it's got a 0.65% chance to reactivate Colossus Smash, which is basically a big DPS window thing.
Yeah.
But at the moment, when you have each level of it's 10% up to maximum of 3, and then you can get your artifacts, relics that put it basically up to 60% maximum, but they're nerfing it down to 4% of stack.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of having 60% or an extra 60% to activate it, they're nerfing it down to like 24%.
There he is. I found him.
Where is he?
Which is really hefty
He's over here.
because it
I
doesn't
see.
proc all that
He's
often.
a flying
as it
dragon.
is.
He's flying.
And it's something that really annoyed me, but I'm going to have to live with.
Flying dragon.
Will he land
Come back.
eventually?
No, he's flying
If
away.
you attack me once.
He's too far.
Oops, not me. I think people are waiting for him to fly around. There's a group sort of sitting at the top.
Shall we go join them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was talking to Jamie on Facebook, and I was like, apparently, because I rolled Assassination, and I was kind of fairly invested in it with points. An artifact power. Oh, there's a grappling hook point. And then I remember telling Jamie, like,
Oh, shit.
oh, Outlaw is the DPS spec to go
Well, that
for.
went well. I fell off the cliff.
Oh.
I thought, oh, I'll go stand up here and be epic and shoot a huge dragon off the mountain. And yeah, oh wait, no, I'll fall down. Shit.
But yeah, so I was fairly invested in Assassination, and then it was like, oh, Outlaw's like better in every way. Oh.
Yeah. Like,
So I
they
think
want
it's
everything to be competitive, but there's always going to be those specs that are just generally better.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, I went Assassination because I just couldn't get on with the Outlaw style of play. Roll the Bones was too random for me, and trying to keep track of 6 different buffs and which ones I wanted to keep and which ones I didn't, and when to reroll, it's just like, nah, fuck that. If I want RNG, I'll just go play Hearthstone
Yeah, I know.
and get screwed by that.
Like, I spent the first sort of 2 weeks putting everything into Fury because I really enjoyed Fury, and all the people like, Fury's going to be amazing, Fury's going to be the best one, stick with Fury. I was like, that's fine, I'm loving this playstyle. And then the Sims started coming out about a week and a half before Raids opened up, and I'm like, oh yeah, Arms is going to be amazing. Arms is the best fight you've ever seen. It's top of everything, like every fight, Arms is fantastic. And I was like, well, crap. Because I don't particularly enjoy playing Arms, it's 3-button rotation.
Yeah.
And I basically spent, God knows how many hours running dungeons to get artifact power to boost my Arms thing up. So now I've got 2 specs at level 19. Because I play Fury out in the world and I play Arms during raiding. And it was such a hassle because I was like, right, I need to go and get 3 relics for this. I need to go and put all my artifact power. I need to know what I'm taking, how to play this rotation. I was like,
Can we kill him?
No.
you can, but he's a raid boss.
There's no. I thought there was more people here. You can run in. It's not too far of a run.
I'm going to run away because his breath hit me for half my HP.
Yeah, he looked at me and I died.
Oh no!
I'll tank
You're chasing me!
him. I'm tanking him. It's fine.
No!
It's cool, guys. I got this. Cheat death hasn't even propped yet. I don't even know what you're worrying about.
That's fine. I'm you tanking him. I'm like.
But there you go. Cheat death pro. Oh.
and then you didn't cheat at this point.
It's okay, guys. I escaped.
I don't think there's enough people here to kill him.
Well, there was us 3, and then there was 2 others. So no. Perhaps not.
There's a world boss Nethog group up that's got 27 people in it.
Yeah, should we go do that?
Yeah.
Do we want to do that on stream? Because we've been streaming for an hour now. Over an hour and 10.
Hour and 10.
Or do we want to leave
Well,
it as a cheeky cliffhanger?
We'll do. Let's do it on the stream. Yeah, let's finish him off. Should we?
Let's see if we can, anyway.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get. Should we make you leader, Keith?
Yeah, if you want. I'll sign us all up.
Promote to leader. I think it's a nice way to end it with a world boss.
As you're getting your sweet, like, 895 loot.
Is that what you get from it?
It's 860, but it has all the loot now is a chance to roll to the highest item cap, which until tomorrow is 895, and then it becomes like 9 whatever is mythic raids. It's like all your mythic dungeons and heroic dungeons can basically, if you're incredibly lucky, roll upwards and get like a massive item level bonus.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
It's nice, but at the same time, it makes you running instances forever because you're like, I got to keep running these instances to try and get this gear and try and upgrade it.
Okay, is everyone in?
Yeah.
Oh,
there
Oh
we
my
go.
god!
Start.
There are people everywhere.
Ah!
Well, that
That's a big lightning
escalated
strike.
quickly.
Yeah.
Oh god, there's so many.
The phasing!
things.
The phasing!
Yeah, that phasing.
It's the phasing and the white show that happened. I was like, oh god.
Yeah.
Everyone welcomes to the Nithog Fantasy Light Fest. Oh, I died.
Rob.
Well, I thought it just, I was stood there and then lightning happened in my face. Like,
Aren't you so glad you streamed this?
Yeah.
yeah.
We don't pretend to be competent World
You,
of Warcraft
you
players.
could watch the people fight the big dragon, or you can watch me as a ghost climb up a mountain. So,
Walk the wrong way.
yeah, which one do you want?
The thing is, more people are tagging him, so his health's actually going up.
Yeah.
I'm always like, I'll wait till a boss is about to die, like a world quest about to die, then I'll tag it so its HP jumps, but I don't have to do anything. It's like, I'll tag it at 5%, so whoever's tanking it, sucks to be them. But for me, it's like, no, it's fine, guys. It's fine.
Oh god, I don't want to stand in that.
No.
I'm kind of like stuck on.
How,
something
how do you
weird.
know where it's going to go with all the shit on the floor?
There's little blue swirlies, and he puts a debuff on people that they explode after like 5 seconds and leave a load of blue orbs that fly around.
Oh, God.
Oh, god. This is the closest thing we'll ever get to raiding on the stream.
Yep. Oh, I just pressed all the wrong buttons.
Oh, someone tried to stream our raids of the night, and it was like the first boss, and people were failing so bad that we just had to turn the stream off. They're like, nah, I'm not showing people this. Because it was literally like 6 seconds to a fight, someone would die to something like ridiculously mediocre, like not moving out the breath. And it's like,
I know.
Does he
It's
do a
like,
tail swipe? Like if you stand
Yes,
behind
he
him like the
does.
other dragons?
it knocks everyone up.
Yeah, I
Curiously
wonder
enough,
what
the
that was.
boss in Emerald Nightmare don't do tail swipe, which I found out the other night when I was standing behind the boss and didn't instantly die.
Let's tank him not facing me, shall we?
Or you could move. That's probably
No, it's
easier
like-
because the.
Do you remember what class I play?
Yeah. I mean, I was just saying because the people that are tanking him aren't actually on Skype, so
They
it's
should be
probably...
watching the stream.
It's almost like
Yeah, Jamie, do you want to just start spamming the stream in the instance chat or the group chat? Oh shit!
It's like, who should move? The 7 tanks or the 1 hunter?
Well, if there's 7 tanks and none of them can tank him in the right direction, there's nothing I can do about it, mate.
It's not like you're a melee hunter. You need to be standing that close anyway.
If there's 7 tanks and 1 hunter, who pulls aggro first?
And then faints death.
Yeah.
Someone just threw a ghost at him, like a ghost lady.
I was surrounded by lots of swirly blue stuff. I could not go anywhere. Now my chest is
Did you get the
broken.
debuff that you explode with all the orbs?
It's fine, just run in without your chest. Be alright.
I'm not a female.
fine,
I'm not a
that's
female
exploded
undead
action.
anymore though, so it's not as exciting.
Yeah.
I wish I got arms for this. I could beat that.
It doesn't remove your clothes when it's broken now. It just doesn't work.
I know.
I
Thankfully,
could
they
use the Moros polish and take all my clothes off with that.
and then do the walk of shame.
Yeah, I'm naked and I'm fighting a dragon on a hill.
Or someone walk around with a bell shouting shame.
I've got to wait 20 seconds to respawn.
She'll be dead by then, mate. Don't worry.
No,
We'll kill the big scary man.
I want the loot.
You tagged it. You'll still count. You'll
Yeah,
still
I know,
count.
but that I'm
Also,
hoping
dead
three.
by
I'm
seconds
hoping.
of the way it's going down.
I'm
Yeah, no,
hoping
that's-
860.
more people are joining and tagging it. This isn't fair.
I'm hoping 860 loot will put me over the 810 high level cap for heroics.
The one thing I miss about WoD actually, most of all, is the Pexus crystals for getting your free coins each week.
Yeah.
Because having to pay gold, or it's like 1,000 gold a coin, or more resources. I was like, this isn't fun. I like getting it for free with all my thousands and thousands of Pexus
Yeah,
crystals.
because you've not got that much gold left, have you, Keith? How much have you got
On this character or on total?
in total?
Over 2 million. I don't know the exact amount.
Yeah, you can afford to spend a
Yeah, but
thousand.
that's like 6k a week. Plus, to be fair, buying raid pots and flasks right now are like 40k each. It's like 5k a pro, with like flasks and pots and buffer and stuff. It's ridiculous.
Well, level up your alchemist then.
I have been. I was leveling up today. Just because I'm not paying that much money. I devote like 15 hours of my life to leveling them.
This is why Scottish people are really good at World of Warcraft and like level loads of characters because we don't like spending money, even virtual money.
Yeah, that's the thing I had. Like, that's the thing I enjoyed about WoD was like having 11 garrisons all making gold for me that just funneled onto my main character. Gold.
That's how you do it. That's gold making secrets revealed, folks.
Oh god.
Oh shit, blue swirlies!
Pew, 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 and the boss dies.
Yeah.
Yay! I won 36 gold.
Oh, so did I. Do you not get to loot his body?
No, he just gives you personal.
What? What?
I,
Fucking-
Look at those other people who are
Fucking
getting
Blizzard.
loot.
Legion's shite.
how
I'm going to unsubscribe.
how is a world boss not guaranteed loot? That's just bullshit.
It's better, like your first kill should be guaranteed loot.
It's because there's like 9 of them or 10 of them you have to kill, but one spawns a week.
I got 1,000 world resources then.
Oh, I've
so-
left the party.
Yeah, I left the party as well, then realised I wasn't in.
Yeah, it's fine. I think we're just kind of this will be the end of it now anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I suppose what do you most want to see from Legion? Like what, if you could have like if it was on like top of the wish list for anything like lore or raids or anything.
Raiding, I would love to see just some new interesting mechanics. I mean, they always do the thing in the game. It tends to be the last tier they bring out some really new mechanic to try out. That's really quite interesting, really different, really quite fun. Because a lot of the stuff they have right now is like, oh, it's like that fight we did back in, Mr. Pandaria. It's like, oh, if you remember that fight from Cataclysm, its ability is just like that. And it's like, it'd be nice to look at something and just go, this is completely new mechanic, guys, and you've got to do something completely different for it, or something just a bit different instead of being like, oh, DPS move away, healers dispel that. Like, maybe you have to have, so many people stack over here, or like the Iron Maidens had a good example of that. We had to mount the boat. It was quite fun. I mean, it wasn't particularly an interesting fight, but even just like something different was like, right, we need people to go across here and do something just a bit different than DPS the boss. Would be really good to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to see like a cool Illidan story. Like,
Yeah.
like it's all a bit mysterious at the minute. Like,
Poster boy's gone missing.
yeah, the poster boy's gone missing. I was like hoping for some mad chat from Illidan straight off the bat, like roll my demon hunter and just like rocking out with Illidan, and it's like
No, he's
lost.
dead now.
Yeah, oh, his soul's stuck in a crystal and Gul'dan stole him, and fuck knows. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to from a lore perspective. Maybe kind of wrapping up some of the old god stuff. I think N'Zoth is the last. Not N'Zoth. Yeah, it is N'Zoth. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
and N'Zoth's the last one to see.
The last one to see like that. I hope we get to see some cool old god stuff, and maybe sort of bring an end to that. Either find a way to rid Azeroth of the old gods, or something like that.
Yeah, would be really cool.
Would be
That'd be
really
nice.
cool. Although they may just be gearing up for old god expansion.
That'd also be quite cool.
That would also be quite cool. For them to do a Legion expansion and us to have to go to Argus and fight the Legion again might be a bit much. So yeah, that would be pretty
Right.
cool.
That was the thing, like Siege of Orgrimmar was like orcs, orcs, and then it's like, here you go, have Wards of Draenor, more orcs.
Yeah. So yeah, old gods and Illidan is what I'm most looking forward to. What about you, Phil?
I'm just looking forward to see sort of where they take the story in general. Really, like I'm looking forward to trying out the Gul'dan, like final that raid where you end up kind of catching up with him, seeing what happens there. But like after that, I want to know where they want to go. I want to see some more zones. I'm just intrigued. I really like WoW's visual style and the way they're doing questing at the moment. I just want to kind of see more stuff in general.
Yeah.
Really, like Illidan would be super awesome to see, but we know we're going to see him at some point, and we know he's going to turn into the Star Child. So, like that would be really interesting to kind of follow that quest narrative as well. But also just like
Yeah,
what
yeah.
effect he has on when his like return has on everyone else as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to see how that affects Malfurion, actually. That's going to be Good. What I'd like to change my answer actually to I'd like to see Jaina finally remove her human disguise and come out as a dreadlord.
Yeah,
We
everyone knows it's going to
destroy
happen.
things.
Yeah, some resolution for the Jaina plotline. Like they've been dragging it out since what Cataclysm.
Yeah, but end of Cataclysm, start of Ward start of Mark pre-patch when
Yeah.
Fed bombed.
So yeah, maybe a move towards sort of resolving her story arc would be pretty cool.
Also, the stuff with, like Sylvanas and Grayman would be really cool to see how it goes.
Yeah, definitely, because they're really the only kind of still warring factions of the
Yeah,
of the
because Jaina's basically been
Horde
told to
Alliance.
pipe down Bandu, and he's like, "Nah, we've got other things to worry about."
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the orcs and the like we kind of resolved everything with the orcs by killing Garrosh. Yeah, it's really only the undead warring with
The Guardians.
Gilneas that's left. So yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. But yeah, I guess that's probably us wittered on long enough.
Yeah, it's a good chat.
Good
Killed a
chat.
world
Yeah,
boss.
so Woo! Sweet
Um,
epics.
or not. Sad face. But yeah, if you liked the vodcast, guys, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Leave a comment saying what you liked and what you didn't like. That would be fantastic. If you liked what you heard or saw, then give us a subscribe and catch up with some of our other content and see what we've got coming up next. We've got quite a few live streams going on this week, both Heroes of the Storm, Overwatch, and all sorts of other stuff coming up. Other than that, we're on Twitter and we're on Facebook. We're around on Reddit, so if you want to give us a chat. If you go on Heroes of the Storm, then join Orange Head channel, and you can play some games with us if you fancy, or you can just call us fags, or whatever the cool kids say nowadays. Other than that, good chat. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you next time. Goodbye.
See you later.
Bye.